In this video, we will be talking about how to find missing angles in a parallelogram. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral, meaning it has 4 sides and 4 angles. Let me write that up there for you because that is a super important keyword. Parallel. Nope, that's not right. There we go. Parallelogram. What's cool about the parallelogram is that you have 2 sets of equal angles. Whoop. There's one, okay, so that angle matches this angle. If the top angle up here is a 78-degree angle, then this one down here also going to be a 78-degree angle. They are congruent angles. Okay? Just the same way, over here, this 102-degree angle is going to be equal to this 102-degree angle. Okay? So, for this example, the angles are really easy to figure out. If this is 78, well, that one's 78 too. If this is 102, then so is that one. Done. Problem finished. But what if your problem only gives you one of these angles? Let's say that angle really isn't 78 degrees. Maybe it's 65. Now it's 65. Of course, if you were doing this for real, you'd need a protractor. You'd actually measure your angle and make sure that it's accurate. But 65 is a pretty good guess because I know just by looking at this angle that it's going to be an acute angle, and 65 degrees is less than 90 degrees. So that could actually be a 65-degree angle. Alright, so if I know that this side right here, let me put my pen on, here we go. Okay, if this is 65, then we know that that is also 65 degrees. That part's easy. The opposite angles are going to be congruent. However, we get to some trickier math when we have to figure out these larger obtuse angles in the other corners. That's where we have to use some rules about angles inside of parallelograms. Actually, inside of all quadrilaterals. In any quadrilateral, every angle added together will give you a total of 360 degrees. Okay, so that means that 65 degrees plus 65 degrees, those are the 2 that we know, plus the 2 that we don't know, double question marks, will give us 360 degrees. So now, just like when we were looking at the triangle, let's work with what we have. We have 2 65s. What is 65 plus 65? Let's figure out at least how much that is. I'm going to go back to the calculator and we're going to figure that out. Calculator, there we go. Okay, 65 plus 65 gives me 130. I'm going to put this in a text box because I think it will be easier than jumping back and forth between the pen. Okay, so 130 degrees is where we are. Let's write that. 65 plus 65 equals 130. Whoop, almost. Equals 130. There we go. We'll make it bigger so you can see. We'll make it pink so it's beautiful. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. Okay. That's what I've done. I've only added the angles that I know. The next step is to figure out how many degrees are left over for the whole quadrilateral. So in that step, I'm going to take my sum of all the angles, which is 360 degrees, take away what I know, which is 130. Okay, down here, let's show you. It could also look like this. Okay. Either way will work. You're going to get the same answer. And let's figure out how many degrees we have left. So take a minute. You can work that out on your paper. I'm going to put it in the calculator in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going now. Okay. 360 minus 130 degrees is 230. If we do 360 and then we take away 65 and then we take away another 65, we get 230. Same either way. Both strategies work. Remember that your 130 came from 65 plus 65. We added the angles that we knew. Alright, so what we know right now is that these two angles this one and this one have to add up to what we have left. They have to add up to 230. They also have to be the same number. They have to match, just like our 65s match. Now, if you really wanted to, you could sit there and guess and check. Just try some stuff. Is it 100? Well, if this is 100 and this one is 100, both angles are 100, then that gives us 200. Not 230. So I think it's going to be bigger than 100 because we need to get an answer that is bigger than 200. So if you want to do it a quick mathematical way, you're going to take the 230 degrees and divide it. I'm going to use the line dividing symbol because that's easier on the computer. By the two angles that we have. We're going to take those 230 degrees and split them up equally between our two angles. You can take a minute and do that on your own. 230 degrees, we're going to split them up between two angles. We're going to split it up equally because we want them to match. Okay, so 230 degrees divided by 2 gives me 115. So I think that this down here is 115. Oh no, I lost my degrees. There we go. Okay, and if that's 115, well then that one has to be 115 too because they have to match. That's part of being a parallelogram. You've got to have congruent opposite angles. Now, you're going to learn really quickly that the key to being successful in mathematics is not just coming up with an answer. It is checking that answer to make sure it works. It makes sense with what you know. So, we're going to take what we know, which is 65, plus 65, plus 115, plus 115, and we're going to figure out what the total is. What do you think the total should be? It has to do with the sum of the angles in a quadrilateral. It's not 180, that's for triangles. When we add, so we want to get 360 degrees when we add all of those numbers up. Sorry, I think I might have a jump in my video there because I had a pop-up telling me that Superman comes out tomorrow in the theaters. That's really important. Alright, so 65 plus 115 plus 115. Here we go, drum roll, drum roll. 360 degrees. And we have checked our work and we know that all of these angles add up to 360. And we know this is a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. So that means that our answer must be 115 degrees. Okay. If you have questions about that, I suggest that you re-watch this video. Okay. Feel free to come in and ask me questions in tutorials or during class. That is what I am for. We're going to do a lot more practice with this skill. And we're going to explore how to use these same strategies to find missing angles in all sorts of quadrilaterals, not just parallelograms. So be ready for that. No cats, because, well, maybe one cat. Doo-doo-doo. Nope. Ta-da! Cat. Okay, just for good measure. All right, I'll see you guys later.